So for the past month or two, I've been try to arrange inspections where the property is tenanted and the landlord wants to sell the property. Okay, so I asked the landlord. The first one I asked the landlord, can I go and see the property? Oh, actually, it's still tenanted lah. I don't want to let the tenant know I'm selling. Can I just pass you the photos? Number one. Number two, oh, I asked the tenant. I got a tenant contact. So I asked the tenant, can I go over at this time and take photos and videos for the sale the landlord want to sell? Never mind, you let me know what photo you need. I will take photo for you and send to you. Third one is that ask me for my IC lah, ask me for my car number plate lah, ask me for my business card lah, and tell the agent, this one's through the agent, that I'm very uncomfortable having strangers coming to my house. So what is the situation here? Okay, as an agent, we want to go for inspection, we want to see the place. So I don't blame all these landlords or tenant or anybody, because as a landlord, right, the landlords rented out the unit now very, very cheap price to the tenant. So if I go there and the tenant knows that the landlord is going to sell, the tenant might just don't want to continue anymore. Then the property will be there for vacant for a long time. Okay. Second and third one is always due to privacy reasons. Imagine today, this my house here. If let's just say I'm not the owner, I'm renting. You ask me to open the door, and these are all my private things, my privacy and security. Especially if I'm living alone, I'm a female some more. Yes, there's one is a female living alone. So I understand, okay? Even yes, in the landlord, in the agreement got say that you are a tenant must cooperate and also allow the landlord to or appointed agent to come and inspect from time to time. Alright, but you can't deny that this is just on paper. The tenant has a right to live peacefully as long as they are paying rent. And that is also provided for in the tenancy agreement. Okay? So it's actually very frustrating. You'll be asking me, hey Kenny, why don't you just use the photos the landlord or the tenant give you, so that you can actually sell? If the photos can be used, the property would have sold long ago. Don't you think so? The property has been on the market for a long time. The landlord has been trying to sell it for a long time. And landlord say, hey, no agent focus lah. Nobody advised me lah. People just blast and WhatsApp blast usually. Then I just send them photos and then no news. Got viewings yet, but no news. Because nobody advised you. Now the agent come to see the place, see you first, then we talk about the price. Okay, I'm talking this about in general, especially high rise. You all own high rise, you better listen up. Okay, the price is there, but the price is not good because due to oversupply. Okay, so these situations are all on high rise. Landed, no need to say a landed is actually very easy to sell if you got the right price. Okay, back to the subject. So when I see the landlord, right, we've already discussed the price already. So I think the price is quite okay. And I've not been to the place before. So if I've not been to the place before, as an agent, how do I sell the place if I've not been to the place? Okay? So that's why I asked whether I can go. I see the price okay, so I go. Then tenant, you yourself as a landlord, you don't want to cooperate. There's nothing much I can do, number one. Number two is your tenant don't want to cooperate. You cannot blame your tenant. Okay? It's very normal. So what you can do as a landlord, once the tenancy expires and the tenant don't want to renew, you make sure you get 1 day to call the agent to go there. And one more thing I suggest to you as a landlord, don't so fast to rent out your place. Go to the unit, take your photo, take the video on your own. Your own unit, you want to sell, right? Make some initiative. Saturday, Sunday, spend an hour, just go to the unit. Make sure your cleaners clean everything nicely. Put everything nicely clean, ready for the new tenant stage if you have to. But no need to. That one is another thing. One thing I've always emphasized is to take video and photo of your own unit. Next time you want to sell, you can just send to the agents. Okay, if you face this kind of situation where the tenant is non-cooperative, and you also don't want to lose the tenant, you lose the rental income, right? Do this, and give to me, this is what I will do. Take photo and video, never mind. I will also allocate like half a day in the morning, and I will go to websites like iProperty, Property Guru. What I'll do is that I will blast to every agent down there, at least on the first page on these two websites, and tell them I'm the owner of this place. Example, I'm an owner of a condo in Mont Kiara. This condo, I I want to sell my property, and I also want to rent out. So on this day, if you are free, come and take photo and video. So maybe from 10 a.m. to 12 or 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., that's where all the agents will come. If those who don't come, that's it lah. Then they ask you, they don't come, but they ask you for photos and videos. Then it's up to you whether you want to give or not. But for me, I don't care lah. If you don't come to me, I will give the chance to those who came first. And I will always, of course, will ask them to advise on the price. If the price is good, then I will sell. If the price is not good, I'll rent first. Okay. So these are the two things that you can do. What I personally did, right, for my own house was tenanted. So when I got viewing, I've handled all the viewing with the agent, right? So when I got viewing, I will inform the tenant. And when the tenant moved out, what I did was that the differential sum of the deposit, right, I paid for them. It's about 700 ringgit. Because I increased the rental, but I didn't increase the deposit, right? So I paid the differential sum. Once the property is sold, right, I paid the differential sum for them as a token. And yearly, right, every time when I go and visit the tenant, if I do visit, I always will buy like outside, right, the condominium, there are stores selling like drinks. Okay, usually sugarcane juice or coconut water I'll buy for them. My tenant are Muslim, so I dare not simply go and buy anything that is non-halal, especially food. So I buy things that is I know that is like drinks, that one is okay. So I just go and I buy for them. How many of them inside the house? Let's just say 6 of them. I buy 6 packet of drinks and just bring and give them. Okay, these are the days where I don't need them to open the door. So once I need them to open the door, the chief tenant actually will arrange for the other housemate to help open the door. Just open the door to let the prospect buyer see the place. And I told the prospect buyer, you cannot see the room. I told the agent, so you cannot see the rooms. Maybe you can ask them whether they allowed you to see rooms, but if not, it's up to them. That's what I told the prospect buyers. I told the agents all the same thing. So what's the lesson here? Number one is to incentivize people. Okay, incentivize people. Here is I incentivize my tenant. The third one is incentivize your tenant. Maybe when open the door, every time open the door, you just tell a tenant, next time I fix for you the fan, I give you a new electrical appliances, but after this year you open the door for the buyers law, like that law. I give you free cleaning or something like that lah. Incentivize the tenant to do something. Or if the agent want to go, you tell the tenant, okay, never mind. This weekend I will pay for the cleaning, everything. You keep all your private stuff. You choose your own cleaner. You keep all your private stuff. For let's just say about 2 hours, right? You go and hang out at a cafe or something. I give you 100 ringgit. You go and hang out at a cafe or something. That's it. Okay, and I pay for the cleaning. So incentivize people to do. What's the point, right? That's number one. Incentivize not only the tenant but the agent also. When I started selling my property, I remember I shared here, but where I was over ambitious. The price is so high. So after a year, right, I drop it like crazy, and to a point, right, where it's attractive enough for the agents to actually bring prospects. Remember, I'm not the only one who wants to sell. Same like you. If your price is at market price, you wait long time in this kind of market condition, okay, and with the competition nearby. So I dropped the price until it was so good that they took, and the buyer, okay. I dropped the price at that point. Then I see agents actually contacted me for bring buyer. Before that, nobody called me. I say the price I want and the lowest price I got. All the agent Never contact me one until I drop the price. Then they start contacting me. So you need to incentivize the agent, as in you also need to be realistic with your price. Incentivize the agent. So because as an agent, right, I mentioned this many times, real estate is our business. Our transaction is our business. Okay? We hold very little risk or no risk at all, actually. We don't own the property, we don't need to pay the bank. So what we will go for is always the lowest price. In this case, the lowest price that our buyer wants to buy. Buyer will always want to buy at lowest price one. So if you can actually offer that kind of price, of course not all the time is lowest price. I always meet in the middle, negotiating and all. But the thing is that the lowest price will attract them, and then you can start the negotiation. And as an agent, what we will do is that we will find the landlords who's willing to negotiate. Okay? Willing to negotiate. And if the landlord is more of a motivated seller, we know why, because we have talked to the landlord, we know why they want to sell. That's the most important. That all the more reason, right, we will actually try to convince the owner to sell at that price that the buyer wants. Okay? So incentivize agent is price. Second, you can also talk to the agent, incentivize the agent in a way to give exclusive. Exclusive here means you sign the deal with the agent that only that agent can sell. And what? But the price, I don't have to worry. The price is actually flexible one. Let's just say you sign an exclusive at 550, but the property is sold at 500. Never mind. It's okay one. It doesn't mean it sold at 550 only is exclusive. If it's sold at higher, you still will pocket the balance. The agent will want to secure exclusive is to secure their rice bowl. Imagine spending so much money on advertisement and then suddenly you sold it off. That's why we have so many. We need to have a lot inventory. You need to have a lot of properties for the buyers to choose. Okay, you can incentivize the agent by giving the exclusive with a timeline. Do not make a mistake of not having exclusive without a timeline. If you sign like this, the agent can actually sue you if you sell by other agent or you sell yourself. Okay, so make sure you have a timeline. If it's a high rise, 3 months, 6 months, but it's up to you. The better the price, the shorter the exclusive. Okay, that's the general rule of thumb. Third one, you can incentivize the agent is also if you don't want to give exclusive, but you see this agent has been working very hard working, bring you prospect, still cannot close. What you can do is that tell the agent, okay, I give you extra marketing fees. You remember the commission, the 3.24% that you have to pay the agency? This is on top of it. Marketing fees. You pay to direct to the agency, so it's okay one. Just pay direct to the agency or pay direct to the agent. It's up to you. But what you want is that the agent actually spend more money for the marketing fees to focus on your property. And paid advertising is very, very expensive, getting more and more expensive. Okay, I will have a video to share with you on the cost of paid advertising. Then you understand. So this is how you incentivize the agent. Okay, or you can negotiate the agent even like 3%, maybe 2.5, 0.5. I pay you upfront now, but this is for marketing fees to market my unit. I want to sell within 12 months. I want to sell within 6 months, something like that. So there's many ways to structure the deal, but the bottom line is that learn how to incentivize people, not just your tenant but the agent as well. Okay, because people, like it or not, follows incentive. The incentive is like this, they follow incentive. The same way you all will go for online shopping. If today the platforms like Shopee don't offer discount, don't offer free shipping, you think you still will buy? No, you will wait for discount and buy. Same thing. That's the incentive to buy, right? This is the incentive to allow your tenant to smoothen the process. Okay? If you find that your tenant is non-cooperative, you want to get rid of your tenant. When renew, you have the right not to renew, right? Okay? No, you can always say ask for very high rental to kick the tenant out. That's one way of subtly telling the tenant, I don't want to continue. You can tell I don't want to continue straight away. If you are dealing with a tenant, I don't want to continue. Okay? But if you are dealing with the agent, you can always tell the agent, okay, if you now the rent is 2,500, I want to sell this place, I want to get rid of tenant because it's non-cooperative, so I want to increase by 500, 33,000. After that, after you get me a new tenant, we will remain the same rental price, 2,500. Okay, but I want you to also sell this place and focus, and I want you to put inside the tenancy agreement, make sure it's agreed. No, sorry, you can put in the tenancy agreement, but I wouldn't be too rigid. Put in the booking form that the tenant has to allocate, like for example, first Saturday of every month from 10 to 12 for viewing. No excuses. First Saturday every month. 1 month once, 2 hours. Don't tell me you cannot do it. It's not an excuse. Okay, 2,500. I will give the tenant. Okay, so you can have many ways to do this. Navigate this situation. But bottom line is, if it's a tenanted property, right, usually it's very hard to sell. Because the buyers definitely will need to see. So I've rejected after this situation, I've rejected also other properties that tell me, oh, my property is tenanted. So when after agree to a price and say I want to go and see the place, the landlord tell me, oh, you can contact a tenant, or the landlord say I don't want a tenant to know. I rejected all these deals, all these listings, all I rejected because there's no point. And last but not least, right, when you get the photos on a tenant, or as an agent, honestly, if I have not been to the place, like I said, I cannot sell. So when I go to a place, right, I like to take a video, not just to inspect the unit, to see whether there's leak, crack, or anything like that, because that's my job. I need to tell to the new buyer, okay, this property, right, where have been repaired. If the buyer asks, I need to know the history, what have been changed, everything, as an agent. Okay. And then, because I want to tell the buyer that, okay, you were saving money because, example, the landlord, current owner, already changed all the wiring, old wiring, right? Changed all wiring. So you'll be saving about 20,000 because that's what it costs. Example. That's number one. Number two is that I need to get a feel of the place. Because I've never been there, then for what? I never been there, I cannot sell. I cannot see, I cannot sell. Same as my buyer. My buyer, before they even come, the buyer, I will ask them, have you seen the place or not? Are you familiar with this area? Because if they are not familiar, they just say, oh, actually I don't know, I just want to see the place, I've never been here. What I'll do is that I'll tell the buyer, perhaps you can actually look at my YouTube video first. That's why I do so many property tours and put this on this channel. I want to do it for the buyer and for the tenant. Because frankly speaking, I don't want to waste my time and your time. No point, I bring you, arrange here and there, go and bring you to see, and then you ghost me, give me a blue tick. Oh, I need to talk to my wife, I need to this. But actually you have not seen the place and you are just curious. Here I need to tell the landlord. The landlord will ask me, hey Kenny, the other day you brought prospect, see the place, how? Then that one, never mind. My petrol, my toll, my advertisement fees, my time, who's going to pay? No. So that is why I do so many videos and places that I don't go. And I show you how it's like. I tell you what it is like. Where's the location? So please, if you are a buyer watching this or you are a landlord watching this, these are the reasons I work so hard to do the videos. It's not just for you, it's also for me. So having said that, that is what I do, and that's kind of time as an agent also, right? If this method works, where you pass the photos to the agent and it works and it's sold, you'll be like me, where the price is too good to be true. But at the end of the day, the buyer still need to see the place. The buyer came and see the place before placing a booking. Before placing a booking. I won't get the booking. Imagine that day, right? I tell the buyer, oh, Sarah, you cannot see, you can only see on the video only. Tenant don't allow. Do you think the buyer will go to another unit? Yes, highly likely. Because at any time, you are not the only person who's selling. Okay? So I think I've emphasized enough on why, as a landlord out there, you should, when the agent tell you, I want to go and see the place, you should jump for joy instead of telling the agent, oh, you deal with my tenant lah, this lah, that lah, or my tenant don't want to know, I don't want to let my tenant know lah. All these excuses, I think you should just put it aside lah. If you are really serious to sell, you will do whatever it takes. For me, I'm just sharing you my experience. Okay, I as an agent, I'll just move on to a next property that I can actually go and see, and who's a landlord who's more serious. Okay, so that's it for me. This is Kenny here from Property Stories, and I'll see you again next video. Bye bye.